So, what up, everybody? Can you hear me, Manny?
Yes, loud and clear.
Awesome. Let me just quickly check if everybody can hear us. Um, well, we are always online. We need to check if the mics are working before we do our whole story without anyone hearing us. Loud and clear. Awesome. So, yeah. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining a new Energy Web live event. We are here with Manny again. Manny, how are you doing?
Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, that's great. I know we have a lot of cool stuff what we are talking about in a second. But Manny, quick refresher for everybody that's new to this channel. I can see that we have 132 people watching now. Let's start with the basics. Could you tell us a little bit more about Energy Web as a company?
Yeah, I think that's simple to explain. We are a software company focused on helping enterprises to build technology solutions using decentralized technology in order to accelerate decarbonization. It could be in any kind of industry, but that's the use case is versatile. So we have more than 50 plus organizations as members, and some of them are amongst the largest corporates and institutions um, uh, from different sectors, such as telco, like energy, software, and financials. Our team consists of, I think, around 50 very talented individuals all around the world. We
Thank
have
you.
team in Asia Pacific, Middle East, Europe, and also in America. And I think our business model is mainly software services, licenses, and government contracts and philanthropy. So I think that's a
Yeah.
very precise, quick summary about Energy Web.
Yeah, that was spot on. So for everybody that's new to Energy Web, go to our website, learn about what we are doing. And then Manny, let's just dive to it. Since the last time or last events, a lot has changed, right? One question that I keep getting from the community is how is Energy Web doing in general?
Yeah, I think things are going well operationally. In some aspects, are even better than ever before in terms of the tech adoptions. And of course, from the financials and commercial perspective, there are lots of new strategies that we are putting in practice that it would actually bring a huge impact in near future.
Oh, okay. Okay. Um yeah, what else? What about our the companies that we are talking to, the members? How are things going there?
Yeah, so I think we recently refreshed our engagement model with members and companies in multiple aspects. So one is on the membership side, we are working in partnership to make sure like building the products and services that creates a real impact. On the other side, we are talking to all the members, getting some inputs, insights of how we can improve our partnership model. So there are lots of improvements happening in different areas. We would like to be more precise and focused on building what you call the technology and products and solutions, which are basically being used in partnership with our members and companies, precisely around green-proof solutions, digital spines, and worker node networks adoption.
Yeah. And go on.
Yeah, I think we are finally in the stage, which this is very important to emphasize that we are finally in the stage that where we have an actual products, we have software as a service platform, and more importantly, we have a unique and revolutionary way to directly connect enterprise solutions to create a token utility and providing some actual participation and benefit to our Energy Web token holders community. So this is the most interesting part. So we would like to use this as an opportunity to have the best commercial strategy and the other side on the Web3 community expansion strategy in order to create the real impact and getting benefit of all this technology that we have built in the past 2 years.
Yeah. Well, hearing from you live here that we are actually in a stage where we have actual products ready is super exciting. But Manny, we have had and we are still having a lot of conversations. How have these conversations been so far, and who is involved? Can you give the energy web community and everybody who listens in a kind of vibe, like how are the conversations going with those enterprises? Who is involved? What are we talking about here?
Yeah, I think the conversations goes across different ways of engagement. Of course, since we now we have the software as a service platform, we have a way to be able to provide a quick spinning of the solutions without direct engagement, which usually the method which practically takes a lot of time in the companies to procure a solution. We have a way that we can actually provide software as a service. They can just swipe a credit card and then make the direct payment and try out the solutions that we have, even for Greenproof solutions. So last month we launched our Greenproof as a service. So basically, for any company to try out Greenproof in order to integrate and in order to see what they can actually build with Greenproofs, they can just spin it up in less than 10 seconds. So they can go to the Launchpad, create a Greenproof solution. But what is very interesting for us, in fact, this is the most complex part of what we have built in the past 2-3 years, is every single solution deployments on the Launchpad or Greenproofs or whatever, it creates an actual solution on the marketplace, and it gets into the hands of EWT token holders community to be able to participate into that and get direct benefit of that actual solution procurement. So this is very important. This is one way of engaging the customers. On the other side, we have a lot of interest around digital spines. Of course, a lot of regulatory and government related companies that we are talking to across like 15 countries. We have a lot of European Union projects that we have secured, and we are providing participation in different areas. Either it's Greenproof or digital spine or worker node networks or whatsoever. So there are lots of discussion going on around on traditional way of solution procurement, on a software as a service model. And what we're going to have is direct to consumer. We're going to try out with some new solutions like auto green charge and different ways that I can explain further. Something which is very interesting, I keep it at the end, is the new products that coming on with our engagement with new companies.
Well, that's awesome to hear, Mani. So we are making a lot of. No, wait. Let's dive deeper into Energy Web's go-to-market first.
Mhm.
So, as you're saying, we have been testing applications, solutions for a while. We are ready. It's super easy for everybody to get onboarded. As you said, credit card, 10 minutes. What's next?
Yeah. So it's very important to indicate that previously we have been in the phase of research and developments and building POCs, right? And then we have gone through all the hard times and hard learnings from different kind of solutions we have done around the world with all the members we work with. With all those learnings, we build some products which are quite generic, and we allow this product to be extensible and customizable. So we are now at the points that we need to change the way that we are approaching customers, and we are doing some customer acquisitions. So that's where we actually recently hired a highly experienced enterprise go-to-market leader, our commercial director, which will be joining in 1st October. And it would be precisely creating the whole team for the sales and commercial and all the strategies to basically find the customers, market the solutions, and also providing sales and supports.
Yeah. So basically, this person is responsible of even showing those companies more about the solutions, the benefits, and the efficiency of our tech stack.
Yeah, what is really important is to defining structured sales and marketing strategies to boost our technology adoption for new companies across different sectors. So it's not just going to be on the energy sector, because Greenproof is more generic, and worker node networks, of course, is a lot more generic than being in energy sector. But of course, we have Greenproofs and all those energies industry solutions that we have built so far. We have all the learnings, and we have a lot more to be able to be created with our generic technology. So for example, on the Greenproof side, we are establishing a Greenproof practice. and we would like to sell this proposition across different sectors. One of the example is we are starting to onboard companies as greenproof resellers, or basically they are providing consultancy and sales and customization of greenproof solution to customers. So we do not have to do it our own. They can actually become an authorized greenproof resellers or digital spine resellers. And on one side, they can get benefit of the community funds because it boosts, and on the other side, it creates more adoption for the Energy Web X and Energy Web technology stacks, which it creates more demand for the tokens. Uh, yeah, these are basically all the new ways of engagement, authorized resellers, and expanding our what you call commercial and sales network to not just us, but also other companies who are interested to work with us.
Well, that's super cool, Manny. So just to summarize, with this resellers program, we are inviting other companies, consultants to basically check out our software, see the benefits, and go to their clients with it and resell it, which will benefit Energy Web Tech Stack, the solutions, the company itself, but also the token holders. Is that correct?
Exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, well, I need to ask it again. I've asked this, I think, millions of times, but what I'm hearing right now is, hey, we are ready right now. Go to market strategy is there. We are hiring people. This is the time. What about the new exchange listings? Is this a priority for Energy Web? What is your vision here? I know that we are in discussions for quite some time. What is your vision, Mani?
Yeah, I think that this is very important to emphasize. I've mentioned this in almost most of the calls and then the what you call conferences that I was present. So I mentioned that uh, Energy Web is uniquely positions on one side deal with enterprise customers. So we need to provide a robust and scalable production grade solutions, not just POCs, because there are lots of Web3 companies in the space that there are lots of hypes and there's like every day some engagements and announcements there. So I'm not going to talk about the technology, that the technology itself it's just not at the level, but also from the fact that most of the solutions are not really an enterprise production solutions, which are in the hands of real customers, and there is a real cash flow and real assets creation on top of it. So we have a SAFC solution, Aviation Fuel Sustainable Aviation Fuel Registry. These are real, actual production solution with real customers and real assets creation and all those. All of our use cases are the same. So digital spine solutions we have created, even the auto green charge. So this is very important. So on one side, we have enterprise customers. On the other side, because we also have a token and we have a blockchain and we have a native token, EWT, we need to make sure our token holders community are extremely happy with it. So what we have done, it was like a marketplace application, Workernode Networks, which automatically connects our solutions to token holders community, allows them to be able to participate and get involved in the solution and get direct benefit out of it, and not just getting some short-term hypes of the price fluctuations of announcing partnership, but when every solution is getting created on top of the Energy Web X on the launchpad using the smart flow, there is a solution created in the marketplace, or there is a flow added into existing subscriptions of all the Workernode networks operators. So we need to make sure, beside having a go-to-market strategy for our commercial solutions and enterprises, we also have a Web3 go-to-market strategy. So we like it or not, we actually need to define, this is what exactly we are doing right now. We define a very precise objectives, including, for example, our Web3 community size growth, marketing materials improvement, uh, tier one exchange listings, and also exploring additional or potential layer one expansions for Energy Web X and Workernode networks. So this is precisely to create more in order to enable our enterprise customers' demands, because not all the time they would like to be what you call restricted to a specific layer one technology. They would like to maybe explore different layer one options, but the same technology stacks that we provide. So we are exploring that. But we also have a very precise KPIs for those people who are just got hired in order to get us listed on, for example, tier one exchanges and having the Web3 community growth and getting more basically token holders in our ecosystem.
Well, that's nice, money. I was about to say be careful a couple times, but you did great. Um, so we also discussed the governance. We said that we want Energy Web to move towards a full governance for Energy Web X, and our
Mhm.
mission to fully decentralize Energy Web Chain as well as the Energy Web X governance. What can we expect there?
Yeah, so one of the key priorities that we have agreed on the board is we would like to enable like a full decentralization on Energy Web Chain and Energy Web X governance. So this would go in the stages, right? It will not be going
No.
in like a Big Bang theory, but it will go in the stages. So what it would happen is we would even the community funds like management, we would like to make it completely fully decentralized, and nothing is going to be in control of Energy Web at all. But this requires a lot of things to consider. One of them is the legal structures. This is what is actually going on right now. I cannot explain about what is going on, but the very first step is to make sure the governance on the Energy Web Chain, the community fund, and also the governance on Energy Web X, it would be fully decentralized. We're gonna actually make a portion be done by end of this year, and by next year we're gonna enable the rest. So, but this is in fact one of my main criterias that defines the success for a Web3 company, to be fully decentralized and not rely on any kind of a facilitating partner.
Yeah. So what we basically are saying is, hey, we are decentralizing the both of the chains. The community decides, but in order to do this, we need some legal structures, which we are working on at the moment.
Yeah, exactly. So, as you all know, like as a highly audited company, right, and we have very well established and audits that has been done all the years. Our CFO Rafaela can explain that maybe later. But
Money, you can be proud. We got a 10 out of 10, right? That's also
yes,
something to be very proud of.
yeah, I think this is something that not a lot of Web3 companies have gone through, but this is very unique for Energy Web, that we are very proud that we have been completely full score of all the audits so far every year. So this is very important, that we cannot simply just allow like a community fund to be given to anonymous party,
Yeah.
because that would create a lot of questions. So we're gonna actually enable a grant console in the launchpad. It means any business or any individual can actually do a KYC and KYB and apply for the grants to be issued to them using a portion of the community fund. But those are all the details. I don't want to get into those right now, because it's not fully communicated and confirmed. But we are actually have the what you call key objectives to go through the full decentralization, partially by this year and the rest by next year.
Yeah. And we will definitely have more sessions when we are launching phase one and when we are going to phase two and three. We want to do this with the community, obviously. Well, cool. Money. The past, let's say 2 3 months, just to zoom in a little bit on the past 2 3 months, a lot happens in terms of technology updates. What
Mhm.
are the recent developments?
Yeah, so it might look like we had some delays, but no, we were extremely busy with doing some fundamental upgrades and the preparations as the basis for the very important upgrades that is coming. So we have upgraded our chain just yesterday with all the fundamentals in order to enable us to do future upgrades that is coming by within Q4. So, but what the recent upgrade includes the unsubscription delay, basically a lockdown period for the subscriptions of the worker node operators. And it also allows us to automatically, what you call top up the solution groups or staking pools, and also extend the duration. So it's very important to know that smart flow solution group in future, it would not be something that we created like every 3 months or every 6 months anymore, because there is an actual token, what you call procured from the payments by the solutions. So that's why we have a way that I will explain that how the token exactly will be procured. Maybe there are some companies that we're going to onboard the KYC or KYB that they can provide some tokens as a loan. So when the solution is created on the Energy Web X Launchpad, it automatically gets allocated and put into the pool for the operators, and then later on it can be purchased on the market. But what it precisely is going to happen is the smart flow is going to be keep on extended, or the rewards is going to be keep on increase while by every solution that is added into the smart flow. So that's very important upgrade that we just enabled.
Yeah.
And we
And Mani,
also had the basic upgrade for enabling ledger. Yes.
yeah, and just to hook in here, the story you just told us is the same story Jesse told us, right? About we are having a couple of subscriptions, a couple of worker node networks. The companies get in, and then the token will be bought on the backside. The story remained the same.
Exactly. The story remains the same. It's just the, how it will be executed is very important, because we cannot just go direct purchase of the token on the market, because we want to avoid any kind of manipulation or any kind of legal incompliance. So
Yeah,
that's where all those things are happening right now. For now, we have the tokens allocated for every solutions that is procured, and payment goes to the what you call registered Energy Web account. There would be tokens would be allocated and solution created on Energy Web X, but we would enable the what you call participation by companies for token allocation.
well, thanks, Manny. That was a pretty good explanation. No, guys, I heard Ledger. I'm getting messages. Hey, Ledger, Ledger, ask the question.
Yeah.
We have the question here. I will get back to it in a second. But Manny, as you're explaining this, it sounds like we are gearing up. Like if I just the start from the meeting where you said, "Hey, we are now ready to go to market." How the technology is getting into place right now, how we are packaging everything. It sounds like we are getting ready for some exciting things. Do you have some roadmaps and bullet points? I don't mind, but what is happening this year?
Yeah. So I can give some of the confirm items that is
Yeah,
upcoming. So marketplace application, I think within the next upgrade, basically yesterday we did an upgrade to both Energy Web Exchange and also the marketplace application. It's very important to understand that all these upgrades need to be highly coordinated, because we have solutions that rely on the worker node operations, and we have marketplace application, we have the chain, and we have a lot of other infrastructure. We have a launchpad software as a service. So when we have an upgrade, we need to make sure we have tested all this on multiple stages, and then we go coordinated upgrades. So that's where,
yeah,
for example, for the application, we also need to get an Apple Store approval in advance before we actually publish the application, because all the clients need to be upgraded at the same time. So we will enable the first stage for the ledger is to enable them lift Energy Web tokens on Energy Web chain. And the second stage is marketplace application need to be able to support ledger in order for the operators to stake their tokens or basically subscribe, and also connect their worker nodes. For that, we require an upgrade on Energy Web X, which is indeed our very first next upgrade on Energy Web X. So
yeah.
that's
So we did the
basically,
preparations yesterday, but the next upgrade is like the upgrade that we are talking about.
yeah, within next month, hopefully.
Okay.
But we, so there are other items that are confirmed. In September, we're gonna have our auto green charge application. So basically, right now the test flight is already live, but maybe next week or you're gonna actually announce it to the testers of the test
Yeah.
flight. And once that testing period of maybe 1 or 2 weeks is has completed, but before end of September, the application goes fully live on the app stores, which is
Yeah.
our mobile application.
So just to pause there, so for everybody who applied and for anyone who still wants to apply, last chance, autogreenchurch.com. apply, and within 2 weeks, we're waiting for one last upgrade on the actual application. Once the upgrade is done, we will send out an email to everybody to download the application and test it. Connect it to your car, test it out. We want to hear feedback. We want to hear what we should add. And well, I've been testing it. It's pretty cool. It will actually surprise you how something in the real world is connected to something else in the real world. In this case, my EV, but verified and getting green proofs using the Energy Web Tech stack. Like it's amazing to see. So for everybody, keep an eye out on our socials. Check your email because this email will come as soon as this one update is done. Mani, what next?
Yeah, other than that, I think a lot of folks have been waiting, but as I explained that we needed to perform those upgrades in order to allow us to do all these recent releases. Green Proof for Bitcoin solution, finally we're going to have the public worker nodes going live. Uh, One thing which is very interesting, and a lot of community members have been asking about this, and precisely some companies that we are working with, they wanted this feature to be included in the Launchpad, is worker nodes as a service. So they wanted to make sure they can run worker node, not just on laptop machines and computer machines, but on the server. So basically, we're going to have this feature in.
Well, wait, Manny, that's a huge feature because that's what a lot of people have been asking me. So, hey, I'm running this worker node right now on my desktop. I'm opening it every day. I need to get on. But now you can actually run it on a server in the cloud. How does that work?
Yeah, so our Launchpad, basically, we allow you to be able to spin up a worker node either on your own account in Amazon, AWS, or Microsoft Azure, or Google Cloud, or you can utilize our own public cloud, basically as a managed service. So you do not have to keep your computer open running.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay.
But
And the green
one
post for go on.
Yeah, just one thing very important is currently the desktop application for Marketplace, it only supports you to run the worker node within the application itself. The new feature which is coming into the app on the next upgrade, it allows you to link a non-native worker node, which is basically the server worker node. Why this is important? Because the upcoming pool that we just gonna go live by tomorrow or by Monday. So we're going to announce it later, but is a carbon aware pool that it requires to have in future requires to have more computation power than just a laptop machine.
Yeah, in the future. So everybody can still start. Nice. So, Manny, green post for Bitcoin. You just said, hey, that's coming as well. The question I often get about those pools is there something real happening behind the scenes? Like I know that for green post for Bitcoin, we have a whole logic up. Can you talk a little bit more about this?
Yeah, basically whatever we do is the real kind of solution. But the fact is sometimes our customers, our members that we are working with them, they're not straight away putting their applications in a production on the worker node networks. They would like to try it out. They would like to play around with the logic. They would like to optimize the privacy features. So we have a privacy feature for the Launchpad, which is coming also next month, which is SmartFlow 2.0. It enabling some private IPFS connection and credentials and private workers, encrypted logics and all those. It would be included. So they are exploring with an actual worker node networks. So not everything is public, but after that stage is done, they will transition into the public. That's what happens to the green proof for Bitcoin solution that we have. We currently have it in a private way that is running in the testing. So it will go live. We will allow a public community to participate. Basically, different solution will have a different logic to be executed. For example, auto green charge application, the mobile app that everybody use, for every charging sessions that your car completes, there would be a matching with your charging sessions to an actual certificate, and then there would be a retirement happens. So that actual logic is done by the worker nodes currently in a private mode, but then we're going to actually open it up in public. For green proof for Bitcoin, it would be a verifiable credential status check. So worker nodes will perform that, and they provide that proof into the website of the green proof for Bitcoin Explorer. so they can see each individual miners when there is a verifiable credential issued to them, whether is it still active or not, because that's important in the connection for the other partners that we have.
Oh, that's amazing, money. I feel like we are taking a sprint here. Everything is coming at the same time, which really excites me towards the end of the year. Um, what about the grants control or console? I believe it was right from Launchpad.
Yeah, Grand Console in Launchpad would be a feature that we would be enabling, like any companies or any individual to be able to actually apply for the community fund grants. These grants are for different purposes that is going to enable our expansion. So basically, community fund one is being approved is going to incentivize community for expanding the use cases and building different use cases and applications on top of Energy Web X. So that's the Grand Console itself. But the web-based marketplace application is also upcoming within October. And as I said, the SmartFlow 2.0 would be in October,
Yeah.
um, which with a lot of features. One thing we have very important is the Carbon Aware beta, which we're gonna go live. It utilizes the Carbon Aware SDK, but it's not a complete features. But we would like to make sure we test the nomination logic on worker node networks on Energy WebX. That's the biggest upgrade that we have done, is basically to enable us to test nomination logic.
Well, that's awesome, money. Um, yeah, well, I have a couple questions from the community here that I just wanted to ask you. The first one was obviously Ledger, but we have answered this. There's one piece of the question, money, that I just want to confirm with you. So, if we are integrating Ledger, do we need two integrations? Because on one hand, we are integrating it with the Energy Web chain, and on the other hand, with Energy Web X, right? So you can flawlessly do the whole lifting, lowering in a circle. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's the beauty of the marketplace application. So it's seamless to you. So on one side is a ledger integration within the marketplace application for interaction with Energy Web Chain. It's basically a DApp and wallet integration. But in order to enable like interaction with Energy Web X, we need to have some upgrades on our substrate palettes in order to enable that. So that's in the next. It's already being done on our GitHub and is pending to be released on the next version.
Awesome. The next question was about AI. So last time when we were online, you showed this amazing graphic about how AI can help within Energy Web Solutions and within Energy Web X. What are the plans there?
Yeah, so this is very important to indicate that the worker node network, there are just a lot more than being computations for green enterprise solution. They have a lot of other capabilities, and it also allows us to do a lot of unique features that is only possible to be done on Energy Web X. So one of those is we recently joined Green Software Foundation, and in collaboration with them, so we are working on a particular use case which is basically enables the carbon aware using carbon aware SDK in order to nominate the worker nodes. So what would happen, the first version that is gonna select the worker nodes based on the geographic location, but it also gonna enable us to add more metadata into the operator of the worker node, the source of the electricity, and others in order to have more sustainable nomination, to select a subset of worker nodes to perform the computation at that moment of time with the least environmental impact. So that itself is not just in our solutions, but it also plays a crucial role in AI. So as you all know, like currently the electricity consumption for AI is around 1% of the electricity consumption around the world. But with this exponential growth, I think is expected to be around 10% by 2030, if I'm not mistaken. So that requires to have an immediate and urgent kind of way to have a better way to distribute the computation load to a more sustainable way. So one of the areas that we are working with, so I cannot share more details about that, but it's the concept that is we call it a carbon aware load balancer. Basically allows the companies to register their assets or computation assets either on the public cloud, private cloud, or anywhere else, or they can also opt in to utilize decentralized computation nodes around the world. But that would enable them to be able to have load balancing based on sustainability factors. This is very crucial, specifically in the AI. So we're going to have some more announcements about this, the very specific products that we are working with, and discussions going on with some companies on the background. But we just do not want to mention anything before we do some testimony on this.
Yeah. Load balancer. That's what we need to keep in mind. You repeated it 4 times, so it might be very, very important. Um, cool. Mani, just to wrap it up, what are you most excited about? Like there are a couple stuff coming up. What makes you very excited?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. So for me, one of the most interesting parts for me to be solved was what we have achieved. It means that a direct connection from enterprise solution, a Web3 enabled enterprise solution, to basically token holders community, right? How does that looks like is an actual participation from them for those solutions. Why is needed? Because enterprises also would like to create more transparency. They want to open some to public in order to provide basically an honest way to declare, to do some declarations. So that was one of the exciting part, right? But what is the most exciting to me is to see how Energy Web will evolve into the adoption of our technology into different segments with the recent technology that we have created. So basically, to see Energy Web on the next step is what it creates us. It creates a lot of motivation for us every day to work on all the features that we have.
Oh, that was pretty cool. Um, Oh, that's nice. I get most excited for a couple of things, but my answer is pretty simple. Ledger excites me a lot. Some of you guys in the community know that we are working on a new UI for the marketplace. If you want to be involved, please head over to our Discord because that gets me really, really excited. And then, oh, Mani, seeing how years of partnerships and years of building stuff with institutions, with other parties, comes along and is almost ready to launch, that excites me the most. I believe there is a lot of time and effort that we put in everything, as in the technology. It needs to be audited, needs to be checked. The partnerships, some partnerships are signed years in advance and the announcement happens years after, months after. um, what is your favorite app that goes live? Is it the Auto Green Charge app? Is that something you're really, really proud of, Manny?
Yeah, I think a marketplace desktop application, it's pretty unique in the entire Web3 industry. And I think everybody that knows about the community contribution, they know that they're running a blockchain application, blockchain nodes, and providing some contributions and getting some reward is not as easy as it is for the people who are not tech savvy, right? So for us to enable that user experience for an easy participation was the most exciting part, which we have done it. And a lot of companies and corporates that are actually very interested in white labeling that application for them. So just to bear in mind that marketplace desktop application might not remain free forever and might not what they call become available in the app stores, all those for free for maybe some duration of time. But just giving a hint that there are lots of corporates are also interested to have the white label version of this to be used internally on different use cases. And there are also huge interest for other projects, layer ones, that they have reached out to us. They would like
Oh,
to
Manny, be
precisely
careful.
have similar kind of applications to be used.
Yeah, awesome. Oh yeah, so that's it for this session, guys. Thanks, Manny. Thanks for joining. We're at 710 people peaked. Thanks everybody for joining, and on to the next update. Thank you, Manny.
Thank you.
Ciao, ciao.